What's going on? It's ASAP Flash here, or I butchered that intro. What's going on, guys? It's Ross Smith here, and I'm ASAP Flash. And there we go. Whatever. Uh, I know it's been quite a while since I had shot my last video. Yeah, let's be honest. I'm not gonna probably have a consistent uploading schedule. It'll be just whenever, I guess. To be what I'll be talking about today is Wonder Woman 84. Instead of, jumping on YouTube immediately after I watch the film, I was going to let it marinate, let me sit on it for a while, let me watch a few other shows and movies before I feel like I'm talking about it. Because I feel like if I talk about something right after I watch it, I'm gonna be like, I love it. I thought it was a great movie. Blah blah blah. Instead of thinking about all the other, I guess, aspects of the movie. Not saying that I didn't like, but that I can actually, critique on and say this was bad. Blah 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 blah. I will say this, that I liked the movie. I thought it was enjoyable, but it wasn't as good as the first movie. The first movie, I don't know. It just had this kind of magic to it where I don't know, it just felt like, like it felt the tension, it felt the tension, it felt like the red herring, it felt like everything was like had a check mark. And I feel like in the sequel, it's not technically a sequel, it's more like just another Wonder Woman movie, but the general public, when they see Wonder Woman attached to the title, they're gonna assume it's a sequel. So I don't know. People be like, they hate the movie straight up, and not it's just as bad as Bird of Prey. I don't know. I enjoyed Bird of Prey. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I thought it was like, fun. It didn't take itself seriously, and I think that's kind of the point. Like, cause with um with Suicide Squad, it was just all over the place. It didn't know what tone it wanted to be. Did it just gonna take itself seriously? Is it gonna be a campy movie or whatever? And I think the fault is DC movies just kind of sticks its hand into things, and it's just like takes over production essentially, leaving the director kind of frustrated and confused on like, is it his project or not. Anyway, as a standalone movie, it was decent, but it just looking back on it, it just seemed kind of, I guess, tacky that the main villain was just people's granting wishes and whatever. I seen this one meme that I thought was kind of funny. It's like it was like Thanos as Maxwell Lord, being like, I use the stone to become the stone, and essentially that's what happened. Like, everybody else had this basic idea, like, oh, I have this stone in my hand, so I'm gonna wish her like to become popular or whatever. And I felt like the movie was just the classic, the monkey paw, basically retold as a Wonder Woman movie. I mean, it was a good concept, but it just seemed kind of ridiculous. Like, when the wishes first started happening, like, uh, um, I'll take, what was it? I'll take your oil, but in return, I'll take your man. I didn't like get that. And then as the movie went on, it was like, oh, okay, it made sense. Like, he grants people's wishes, but he flips it on them by taking some of their stuff, taking whatever. Um, I thought the climactic battle felt like what Wonder Woman would do. Wonder Woman isn't the type of character to just go in like hell's blazing and start punching people and start kicking ass. That's more of a Superman and Batman type of mo. But she's more like, to talk to them, to say like, speak your truth. I mean, some of the wishes the other characters said, the other minor characters, I wouldn't say minor characters, but just background characters said, they're just kind of like speaking out of hostility and anger. Like, I wish they'd deport you all Irish bastards, or I wish you dropped dead. I mean, no one's really gonna wish that, but they're just saying that because of the heat of the moment. Um, I what I liked about it, the cheetahs, like, cause I thought it was gonna be the campy weird shit where, like, I'm not familiar with the origins 100%, but I thought it was gonna be like she's like lab tech and then she gets electrocuted or whatever, but and then she turns into a cheetah or some shit, like basically kind of a campy version of a Jurassic Park or The Fly or whatever. Not to say that The Fly is campy, but hear me out. Um, but I guess I liked it that she wanted what she thought she wanted, like a Diana's confidence, but it's kind of like a dramatic irony. Like, but little does she know that she's actually Wonder Woman. So, what's the opposite of Wonder Woman? Basically, her greatest villain. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess the red herring was made it seem like Cheetah was gonna be the main villain. Oh, that's what it was teased with the casting, like, about whatever, maybe a year ago or so, um, maybe back in 2019 or so. That's what it made it. That's what it implied, that it seemed like Christian Wiig's character was going to be the central focus. And I will say that Pedro Pascal definitely has range from playing the Mandalorian to playing like just basically a piece of shit character like Maxwell Lord. Like, it's crazy how it's like, you know basically going from a character like the Mandalorian that's like looking out after his little boy essentially, to being such a piece of shit, like lying to everyone, and then that's the crazy thing. At the end of the movie, the little boy was like, "Oh, you don't need to, like, what was it, like, he's like, oh, I just wanted you to be proud of me," and the little boy's like, I like, oh fuck, I forgot the line, but basically it's like teaching him a lesson that all the material wealth is just bullshit. Just like spending time with a person is what matters. Um, One critique that I have about the movie, and it just seems kind of, you know, the nostalgia factor. It felt like it was just kind of like, oh look, remember the '80s, how colorful and bright it was, but at the same time, it makes sense because it's the height of it's the boom actually of capitalism and the malls and whatever. So it makes sense with the bright, vivid colors and like, because I think in the '80s that was the major boom of the malls and the youth going to the malls and whatever. So I guess in that sense it makes sense, but it just I don't know. It just feels kind of annoying that whatever story takes place in the '80s now, like Stranger Things or otherwise, it feels like um, nostalgia has to be a part of it. Just kind of like, hey, or it takes place in the '80s. Okay, let's shoe in some damn nostalgia. I think that's why I like the first one better, because it I mean, there's nothing to be nostalgic about, but it painted war as just this ugly thing. Uh, Not to say that the wishes in this movie was an ugly thing, but it was just kind of, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I will say like the first Wonder Woman movie is just streets ahead than the second movie. You know, um, yeah. So that's pretty much it. I was just kind of like going all over the place with this review, I guess you could call it. Um, yeah, but those are my thoughts about Wonder Woman '84. You know, yeah. But see you in the next video. 3000.